What's up, y'all? It's your boy JTMM, aka Just 10 More Minutes, aka the Freaking 10, back again on Tuesday. And y'all know what that means. It is warning day. Could not be more excited. Now, we've listened to Ollie's and Powell's, and now we get Danny's. So, we heard the versions with the different songs and their different messages, and now we get Danny. Now, to me, here's my thought process and what I'm thinking. I'm expecting, when I see a title of Eternal Love, and I think about her writing this at 13, I think is what her age was. What's the complexity going to be? It's going to be different from the others, 13 or 14, teenage years, right? That part doesn't necessarily matter to me. But at that age, what have they experienced, right? We all think about those loves that we had in those early years where we thought they were the greatest thing. They would be, the ending love of our lives, and we would never find anybody greater. So also those breakups. So I'm very curious to see from her perspective how she views eternal love. Or is it even not even about that? Is it about a friend or a family member, or, and just a bonding relationship? I don't know. I don't know what the mindset is here. So I'm very interested to see both the style and the lyrics. So with that being said, enough of me babbling. Let's switch it up. Let's check it out. Ooh. Okay, this is different. Okay. Wow.
Just being with you made me so happy. Nothing in this world out of my reach. And looking around, I felt so lucky. Because I had you. And have you ever felt like you found love? And then realized that it was false. Oh, I can't believe I fell for all of your lies. I flew in straight into your trap, and your gift to me was nothing but a broken dream. When I thought we had eternal love.
What a line. Just being with you made me so happy. Nothing in this world out of my reach. And looking around, I felt so lucky because I had you. Now, not much of a rhyme scheme, which is fine. She's telling a story. And have you ever felt like you found love and then realized that it was false? We all have, right? But the chorus, there's a line in here. Oh, I can't believe I fell for all your lies. I flew in straight into your trap. And your gift to me was nothing but a broken dream. That's a line. At that age, to come up with that line, when I thought we had eternal love. Okay, so we are talking about a love found and love lost, right? And we know in those teenage years how that felt, that first love. We thought it was the greatest thing ever. We thought that we had found our soulmate. We thought that this was going to last forever, right? Eternal love. And probably for 99.9% of us, that's exactly what happened. It was not. What a way to tell the story. But it has such a different feel to it from an emotional standpoint, right? Because it's got this pop vibe. It doesn't have this heavy distortion. Again, this is the brilliance of how they write their stuff, because when you're talking about a love song like this and heartbreak, you don't want the heavy distortion. You don't want, this heavier sound. There, this sound it this is one that could have played on the radio in 2015 and been a hit with the message because it speaks. I mean, if you look at the lyrics, right, and I go back to this line of, "And your gift to me was nothing but a broken dream." That's a hell of a line. But it's the sound, it's the overall piece that I'm impressed with. Let's keep going because I want to process it before I give any more thoughts.
Now looking at you, it's devastating. 'Cause I know the truth about your selfish heart. How am I supposed to move on if I'm still in love? You will be busy keeping me blind, not able to see your petty lines. But now that I am out of your darkness, I know who you are. And have you ever felt like you found love? I'm not realized that it was false. Oh, I can't believe I fell for all of your lies. I flew in straight into your trap, and your gift to me was nothing but a broken dream. When I thought we had eternal Oh, I can't believe I fell for all of your lies. I flew in straight into your trap, and your gift to me was nothing but a broken dream. When I thought we had eternal love.
You know, if you close your eyes and listen to this, okay, you would think you're listening to something on the radio. The only part I would probably change, again, they never meant for a lot of this to go public, if any at all, I think y'all had said, was the harmonization. You could definitely hear the age, right? That's not a bad thing considering, this time in their lives. If you took that harmonization, or if they redid it today, you have a number one hit. Here's why. If you break it down individually, right? The bass part was perfect, right? It was high when it needed to be, and then it from the perspective of the bass was perfect. The guitar and the melody was freaking insane. But the drums, they could have had it to where it was just boom, boom, boom. A normal drum beat, right? I'm not a drum expert, and I know the man, the myth, the legend that responds to every comment about the drum line. I absolutely love it when he responds. We'll comment on Pow's drums, but they could have gone with the standard beat, right, with this. But the way it was kind of this offbeat of dun, da dun, da dun, there was a difference that made a huge difference in the song that stood out, and that was a very good thing. But these lyrics, like I'm trying to picture of who this sounds like, because there was a singer that sang a song called Strawberry Wine, and I don't remember her name off the top of my head. But this has that type of feel to it. And it was amazing. Now looking at you, it's devastating because I know the truth about your selfish heart. How am I supposed to move on if I'm still in love? You were busy keeping me blind, not able to see your petty lies. But now that I am out of your darkness, I know who you are. It's one thing to write about love at that age, but the words and the phrases that are being used here are not a normal teenager mind. And I think this is where some people might take this for granted and just say, oh, that's a great song, right? But if you look into the psychology of this from their ages and that mindset, let's be honest here. How many people at this age, right? And going through something like this were able to vocalize it in this manner? I think that's what. Now, this wasn't written yesterday, right? So this is not like I'm telling y'all anything new. But for those that may be new to the warning and maybe not have paid attention to the lyrics as in depth, think about it from the psychology perspective of the teenage mind. We all know how devastating that first love lost is. And to be able to vocalize that, right? Because to me, let's face it, if we're picturing and people may get pissed off at this generalization, I honestly don't care. But we know from a teenage love, especially with women, that first love and that first heartbreaking, the ugly crying face, where it's just that ugly cry that when you get that heartbreak, we've seen it in the movies 1,000 times, right? Even not just as a teenager, but older, that sobbing and you just can't talk. To think about that from that perspective, right? And you hear it all the time, oh, my life's over, I'll never find love again. We all know what that felt like. But to turn it around and turn it into this at that age, this is the part that I can't emphasize enough. That's what makes this a masterpiece. Take the music part out of it. Just read those lyrics and think about the maturity that has to take place in this mind at that age to write and be able to say things like, you were busy keeping me blind, not able to see your petty lies, but now that I'm out of your darkness, I know who you are. To be able to process a feeling like that at that age and turn it around into this shows where each of them were in their songwriting abilities, even at this age. And this one's out of this world. And man, I can only imagine what they would be writing, once as they get older. Now, I'm not talking about in today's sense of, the 18, 20, 23. It's imagine in about 5 years, right? A lot happens as you approach 30 and your mid 20s of in life, right? So now think about some of those things and what those songs are going to be like even 5 years from now, 10 years from now, with all those life experiences. And I say this in every video, but it's so true of how they're going to be able to take things even from error, which I haven't listened completely to, but I've heard, I think it was Choke and Evolve. But now think, oh, that's what gets me excited, y'all. That's where I get excited, is really when they hit those that 25 to 30, and that so much happens of how those songs are going to come out, and even beyond that, that's going to be the beauty of it. Man, what a song. All right, I won't keep y'all any longer. I won't do any last thoughts. I did enough of it right there. Do some live versions. Y'all know who I am, what I'm about. Like, subscribe, and share. I'm JTMM. I'm out.